Hello beautiful souls, welcome back to another video on Starseed Academy. My name is Jenny. So today I want to talk with you about the annular solar eclipse that's happening on June 10th at 4:12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So this is a really big energetic experience that's coming to Earth, and it's actually a three-part series of solar eclipses that are happening in the next 3 years. So we've got 3 eclipses happening in the next 3 years, solar eclipses. And I want to talk with you about that energy and how this first out of the 3 is going to be affecting us here on Earth. And it's really going to tie in with the video of June energies. So hopefully you've seen that, and if not, I'll link that up at the end of this video for you to easily click on. So an annular solar eclipse is different than a total solar eclipse. So this is where the moon passes between the Earth and the sun. So the moon's going in between. And at the moment of totality, when it's over the sun, there's still going to be a ring of fire around the outside. So it's going to appear like the sun blacks out in the center, and then there's just a ring of fire in the sky. And that is what an annular solar eclipse is. And the word annulus means ring, so it makes sense for this ring of fire. So this is the first of 3 solar eclipses, all coming in a row, all really close together, and doesn't happen very often at all on Earth. So I think the last time we had a solar eclipse was in 2017. I didn't write that down for some reason, but I'm pretty sure that was the year. So it doesn't happen very often at all, and especially not grouped together with 3 like this. So this first one, I'm just reading from my notes here. This first one is June 10th, 2021. It's actually 4:12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, but so the totality of it is going to last for 3 minutes and 33 seconds. So that's how long the shadow of the moon will be hovering in totality over the sun. And this is going to be able to be viewed in Canada, Greenland, and Russia. And then the second one is on October 4th, 2023, also an annular with the ring of fire. And this is going to be lasting during its totality for 5 minutes, 17 seconds. So extending, like the time's getting longer, and able to be seen in US and Mexico. So the third one that you're going to hear a lot of talk about, so there's a lot of meteorologists, astrologers, everyone, spiritual people, all very excited about this one. It's huge. So the third out of the 3 is happening April 8th of 2024. It's already been dubbed or named the Great North American Eclipse, because during its totality, it's going to last more than 40 minutes. And it's going to have a huge belt of people that can view it, including US, Mexico, and Canada. So that's why it's being called the Great North American Eclipse. Over 40 minutes, that's the totality is the vortex or the portal of the intense energy, right? Because of course, just like with a full moon, you can feel the energies for a few days before and a few days after, but that moment of the actual eclipse totality, that's like when the full moon is at its peak. It only lasts a short amount of time usually, so for it to last 40 minutes on an election year of 2024, this is going to be a huge, huge year of change. So, okay, so let's talk about the energies of this. So the moon is divine feminine energy. The sun is divine masculine energy, right? So the moon is, for this one that's happening on June 10th, the moon is passing between Earth and the sun. So divine feminine is charting a course to obstruct the masculine energy from hitting the Earth. So think about it like that. So divine feminine is going to essentially be blocking the masculine energy from hitting the Earth for that small portal of time. This is about the divine feminine rising. This is what we've been talking about for this entire year and a lot of 2020. And this is 3 vortexes, these 3 solar eclipses of divine feminine energy, blocking or holding back the masculine energy so that the divine feminine energy on Earth can have that opportunity to rise. And at the last one, for 40 minutes straight, that is the culmination then of the divine feminine rising, which we have been bringing up for this entire year. And on April 8th of 2024, that will be the apex of it, the apex of change, an election year. So much to look forward to, so much of this beautiful spiritual ascension of humanity, of the evolution of consciousness of humanity, of this golden era age coming into play with the precession cycle of the 24,000 years, how we're almost at that golden era, we're on that ascension upswing. Like this is huge, these 3 different solar eclipses. And they're all very connected energetically, but we should focus on June 10th because that's what we're going to experience so soon, very soon. It's so exciting. I love June's energy. It's been so amazing. It's going to be so amazing. This is really going to kick it off in a big way too. So remember that the divine feminine is the sacral chakra. It's that womb of creation. It is compassion. It is unconditional love, nurturing energy. This is why we're trying to, bring the divine feminine energy up, the divine feminine rising. It's why it's so important right now, because where the patriarchal society and like the toxic masculinity has us is in division and separation. And the divine feminine is the opposite of that. So when we rise it up, we heal the division and the separation, and we find unity and oneness again, energetically first, and then the society, as it absorbs that energy, reflects that back. And the more separation and division there is, the more the divine feminine is needed. So really exciting to see that energy happening for these 3 different portals. So how is this energy going to affect you? So remember, it's the sacral chakra is the divine feminine, the solar plexus is the divine masculine, and then the heart is balance. So basically we're trying to balance out the feminine and the masculine energy with heart. That's what it takes to balance out the feminine and the masculine. We've got to come into the heart for that. And that is energetically as well, to balance out the sacral chakra, which is in between your hips, at the bottom of your stomach. It's if you're a woman, it's like where your reproductive organs are. If you're a man, it's in your lower belly, between your hips, same spot. We all have, no matter whether you're male or female, you have a sacral chakra, you have a womb of creation. That's your chakra is your spot of creation. It is the center of the divine feminine energy in both men and women. And it is that place where the unconditional love, the compassion, the nurturing energy, all of that is rising up towards the heart. The solar plexus is the divine masculine energy. That's the top of your stomach between your ribs. And that is all about divine action and doing, getting things done, movement, progression, pushing through, momentum, all of that kind of energy. So you can imagine when you balance the 2 out, how beautiful that society would be when you've got progress balanced out with love and nurturing energy and creativity. So action balanced with inspiration and intention. So those 2 together are what we really need to have a society of unity and equality. So what you may feel sensations in any one of these 3 chakras. The sacral, if that's the case, you're going to be feeling it in the hips, the lower spine, the lower belly. If you're a woman, you might feel it in your reproductive organs. If it's in your solar plexus, divine masculine, then you could have digestive issues, stomach aches, middle back pain. And then in the heart, that's upper back, your chest, can be heart flutters and palpitations, can be an ache or a burning in the heart and in the chest, going all the way through to the back. But whatever physical way you're feeling it, there's going to be a release of some kind. Please allow it to flow in whatever way that your release needs to be felt. For some people, it's going to be tears, like an emotional release. For some people, it's going to be anger. It's still a release when it comes through as anger. frustration, anxiety. If it's an emotional release, it could be like on any end of the spectrum, but it's going to be like an outburst of some kind, whether that be tears or anxiety or anger. So please allow this release, allow this healing to take place. It is simply the energy and the emotions between sacral, solar, and heart, and then the pathway in between them. So there is an energetic pathway between each chakra. It's like a roadway of energy, a channel of energy. So it's not just these isolated centers, it's also the pathway between. So the pathway between the three chakras is being cleared as well. So allow the release to happen, encourage it, schedule some alone time during this eclipse event. Make sure that you have some time where you can be in a safe place to feel like you can have a release and not around people. Like often we need to feel safe, we need to feel alone in order to allow the release to happen fully. A lot of us don't like to get emotional in front of other people. So if you need to be alone, make sure that you are alone. Give yourself time for this, to ride this energy and to really allow it to create that transformation within you, the balance between the masculine and the feminine energy within you personally, right? During the height of this energy, you also might be feeling some nausea, some weakness, and feeling a little bit lost. And then there'll be waves of release going with that. So again, that was nausea, weakness, and a feeling of being lost just during the experience, during the height of the energies, which could be a good portion of like either June 9th or June 10th, and then waves of release. So please, again, allow the release to happen. Don't create blocks energetically by holding things back. So if you try to bite back your tears, hold back your tears because you're in an inconvenient place, or hold back anger, or hold back frustration, scream, cry, anything. If you're holding anything in, you're creating blocks. Emotions need to flow. That is their nature. They are in flow. When you hold them in or you stuff them in any of these three centers, you're going to create energetic blocks in those corresponding chakras. That's not what you want. So really flow with this energy and allow and surrender, allow and surrender. Give yourself space for this. So that's the way to help create the personal balance and transformation, right? That balance between masculine and feminine, and the transformation, and these three chakras turning over into new versions of themselves. It's like a giant upgrade between the three chakras, the feminine, the masculine, the heart, and the pathway between. We're getting upgraded, we're getting things turning over, and we're getting balance. So important. So personally, you know how to experience this now. So how to help Gaia and humanity experience this is to ground this energy into the earth. So if you can do a meditation or a visualization during either June 9th or 10th, hopefully as close to the portal activation as you can. So look that up in your time zone. And again, it was 4:12 a.m. Eastern Standard on June 10th. So very early in the morning on June 10th for me, but please look up your time zone so that you know. So what you can do to help humanity, to help Earth, is to pull this energy down and ground it. So the way that you do that is you're pulling the energy down from above through the crown chakra, all the way through each chakra correspondingly. So you use your chakras and the pathways that connect them to make you into a channel to ground this energy. So we use our own energetic centers and the pathway between them as a vehicle to ground higher energies into the earth. So that's what a lot of Starseeds and Lightworkers do as their mission. They're just here as to ground and to channel and then ground higher dimensional energies, higher vibrational energies into the earth and into the ground. So you're pulling it, you're visualizing, pulling that eclipse energy through the crown, all the way through your body and chakras and centers, all the way through your body into Gaia. So visualize it going through the grass, through the topsoil, through the dirt, through the rock, through the crust of the earth, all the way through the hot magma, all the way to Gaia's crystal core. And then you can wrap the energies around her beautiful big crystal core that is at the center of the planet, like a lasso. Just wrap the energies around and really ground them in. Send them as deeply as you can, all the way to the core of the earth. And you are using your own body to do this, it's a beautiful experience, because as you do this, you get to receive it, because the energy is flowing through your physical body and then going deep into the earth. So you're also flushing your own system out with this beautiful balancing energy. So this is a major shift over to divine feminine energy over the next 3 to 4 years, and seeing a society evolve into a more united and compassionate society. So seeing us really step into much closer to that golden era age, and seeing that heart evolution happen on a wide scale, and the balance between feminine and masculine energies finally reaching a culmination point within all of humanity and the way that society is run. So you're gonna feel it fully to shift your personal energy into this balance, and then you're gonna ground it to help the collective consciousness of humanity and the planet to find the balance. And this is all about feminine and masculine and the balance. And what was needed all along for the balance was heart energy. And so that's where you might feel a lot of the release coming from, that heart center, right? So the heart center was what was needed, is what is needed to balance out, anything, really. So when we're looking for balance between the feminine and the masculine, the answer was always in the heart chakra. And so now it's coming through these 3 different huge solar eclipse portals. And the very first one is June 10th. So very exciting to see the divine feminine on the rise in such a monumental way, to start to see the changes in June with people and society, and more freedoms and more compassion and more love happening with humanity. You're going to see that shift, and you're going to see those stories playing out. And then it's just going to continue to grow. And then the second one was in October 4th, 2023. So a couple of years from now. And then 1 year later, not even a year later, in April 8th of 2024. So the last 2 are really close together. And then the very last one is called the Great North American Eclipse. So you can Google that if you'd like to learn more about this. You should. It's really interesting. The Great North American Eclipse, happening in 2024, with over 40 minutes of the total eclipse energy. So a huge, huge portal and vortex of the eclipse energy in its total state. So very exciting. I really hope that you can plan, do some research on your time zone and make a plan for you to have some alone time during this. Very important. Have a release. Allow that flow and surrender of release to happen, so that you can personally enjoy the balance, the new balance, and the upgrades, and then pull that energy down and ground it deep into the earth as much as you can during that window, to help Gaia, the earth, and to help the collective consciousness. So you've got 2 things that you can do during this eclipse to help you personally, and then to help the collective. And I really hope that you'll take the time to do this. And then we're really going to see new balance, heart-centered balance between feminine and masculine energies, which is going to bring people together in a more united way of oneness, much more compassion, see much more of a nurturing energy and a supportive energy that people start showing one another. So beautiful. And don't forget to check out also the June energies video for more, because it's all connected. This is all happening in June, and I'll link that up at the end here. Please like, share, and subscribe for new videos every Sunday, Monday, Wednesday on this channel. You can also follow me over on Instagram for other original content that's different from YouTube, and my handle over there is Starseed Academy, all one word. So thank you so much for joining me today. Also, if you're wanting to work with me one-on-one for a healing session, for a reading or anything like that, then check out the links in the description box. If you're resonating with my energy and this channel, consider donating, which is the first link in the description, because I do this 3 videos a week full time, and I appreciate all of your generosity and the ways that you support me. And then, of course, before we go, I just want to remind you to listen to your heart and the quiet voice within, because you are so much more than the body you are in. Thank you, beautiful star seeds. Have a great day. Bye.